is it weird?
Just to be on another side.
You're not on another side.
Right now.
I'm on the other side now.
Changing the dynamic a little bit because I'm always used to like just doing like this, talking and listening to you. So then I could just do this.
I've never actually sat across from you before. This is so strange.
I thought the last podcast you guys did. You did?
Yeah, the last one we did.
The last one you did.
I don't remember that.
This is what
Jamie
it
was right across from me. Steve was
But
here.
I've never been across from James. I've
what
only
does it
been,
feel like?
Have I been across from you before?
Not like, yes. No.
Simply every podcast we've ever shot.
Not like
I'd be on the
this,
pine.
though.
No, so this is exactly the same as it's always been.
Oh,
No,
but
check
we
this out, check
switched.
this out, check
We've
this out.
mirrored it.
Last week when we shot here, Jamie was where you are. You were right there. So you were directly in front of Kip.
And you know what this ties into? I've been realizing
sponsor?
that having a I wish. I've been having this sort of like awakening.
Can we
You
get
know
the
the Force,
farts?
like the Force Awakens trailer when they're like, there's something.
Or are you in The Last Jedi?
Yeah, I wish. I think a different location sparks creativity.
It absolutely does.
I think
it gives you a fresh. It gives you a fresh eye. Yeah, you're not complacent anymore.
And I'm really hoping that I'm going to be able to have great conversations with you guys based off of this new area that
I
I'm
don't
sitting.
think that it's starting out so well, to be perfectly honest with you, but I think
This
that
is
you
already
can,
boring me.
you can get
Well,
better.
let me just spike the conversation. Let me spice it
get
up.
something interesting
Spike it,
with
spike
it.
it.
Conversation.
My friend
Spike it.
just overdosed.
Which one?
Okay. Moving on.
We can talk about overdose.
Mikey from 476th Street.
Yeah.
Wait, you talking about Mikey?
Mikey.
Mikey from the Jewel?
No. Mikey, the guy who always rides an UPS truck in the back as a package.
Wait, Mikey that was the survivor on the Titanic?
No. I'm talking about Mikey, the guy who wraps himself in paper towels and goes and scares little kids saying he's a mummy.
No way, you're talking about Mikey who unfolds a condom, refolds it up, spits in it, and calls himself Slippery Sammy?
No, I'm talking about Mikey, the guy who has no teeth but has every teeth.
Are you talking about Tommy who puts his teeth on his nuts just for fun?
Tommy!
I have so many feelings.
And welcome back to episode
38.
of Beyond the Pine.
We need a
It
little...
feels like it's been episode 38 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
Has
It's
that?
because
It's
we've
been
been
like
having
35.
to... we've had so many problems with podcasts that none of them have felt completed.
Well, the good news is this is the exact setup we will have forever now.
No.
I mean not forever. I mean like for the foreseeable next couple
for
of
the
weeks.
future.
Next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Just
the
so
next-
not even close to forever.
No.
The next 3 podcasts.
Maybe 2 because if
So
so
not
Not too
even
many.
long.
Not long
Not
at all.
long
depends
at
if I have to end up buying stuff myself for this because just to get it done, you know, because I want a
you don't?
nice little wooden
I don't
table.
think you should.
You don't.
You don't think I should? I shouldn't, but I will.
I know you will.
We know
That's
you
the
know you
Steve
will.
Subject story.
Steve, what did you just buy recently
Yeah,
for
Kip
how
just
much?
told me that you bought something.
No.
and he told me the price
Why
of
would
it.
you tell him that? I was going to tell him.
I wanted to tell him.
The price is fine because
The price is
Okay,
not
you have a
fine.
certain
price is
way
right.
about you when you're telling somebody that you bought something and it's over a certain amount.
So
I
I
realized
don't think I have a certain way about
What,
me.
it's
when
more
I,
than
what?
someone's
What are you
ever
talking
had?
about? What?
You're like, guess what I just got? I'm like, Alyssa's
something-
gonna be mad.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I go,
Something in
oh,
the 7 or
bad,
8
bad, bad.
figures.
So here's the deal with it, though. It's like it's something that I've wanted for a long time, but the original thing that I was planning on getting was far more expensive than what I ended up getting, and I have
but-
a much better deal for it too. Because you guys know that I'm really into the idea of getting a Cook lens. One Cook lens, $30,000. Unbelievably expensive just for the name.
Man.
You know, just a stupid purchase, and I was gonna do it. If I ever got around to it, but there's like a whole process to, and then you have to finance it. That's the thing. I'm not just gonna buy it outright, right?
Okay, so get on.
So
with it,
what
man.
I ended up getting were 3 lenses, each at $100,000. No, there's a new lens set that is coming out. It's only able to be pre-ordered right now.
That's so fucking
and they're
nerdy.
3 anamorphics, and they look amazing.
They're
And
called
They do look
Decepticons.
amazing.
they come with EF mounts and exchangeable
I
with
would
EF
hope
and
that they
PL.
didn't.
So you can easily just put it on Canon, and it's just
And how much did you spend on them?
that doesn't matter.
How much did you
Less.
spend?
figure did you
How much?
spend
But
on
how
them?
much?
Less.
I'm gonna say it.
Less.
I'm gonna say it.
So less than $30,000.
Yes.
$20,000.
But it's over the course of 28
One
years.
sec. I have something I need to say to you. You're a fucking son of a bitch. I didn't want Sammy Joe to hear that.
Oh my god.
I didn't want her to hear that.
She's got like a little microphone in your ring.
I have a very small finger. You're not going to be able to fit your ring around
Oh
it.
yeah, you do.
Is
Yeah.
this a ring cuck?
I have very small rings.
Don't you wish yours was white gold and not whatever that is?
No, I like this one because it's like the Lord of the Rings ring.
I'm totally kidding. It's a
it's
sweet
not.
fucking ring.
Not even in the slightest.
Just in
Mine's
shape.
literally
I was
alone.
gonna say if his was gold, it would have been the
Yeah, that's
the
cool.
Let's Get Rings.
It was.
song.
We painted the Let's Get Peas ring.
I have a great insignia engraved in the inside of this ring.
I have an
that you didn't
engraving
even
on my
notice.
asshole since I was born.
Can I see it?
It says Tanakh
Yeah.
on the
So-
walls of my asshole.
The
Mine
inside of
says
this-
ESD.
You have to look real hard. But there is an insignia on the inside of this ring. It's of my whole family.
You want to know what mine says? Here, real quick. Let me see what my insignia says.
Hi.
Mine says... No, I'm not trying to brag or anything. Sorry, it says...
It says that. I'm not trying to brag here. Or
10K
10K what?
gold.
10K views.
10K gold. Yeah, that's what mine says. What's yours say? Aluminum?
Mine says never have
ALU?
It says ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
Wow.
Yeah, no
That
big
was
deal.
topical
That's how I
in
won this.
2011.
Mine must have come that way.
Well, what's topical now, Jamie?
Well, there are sponsors. We like to thank our sponsors, Hymns, Skillshare, and the Black Tux.
Hell yeah. So our very first sponsor today is the Black Tux. Thank you for sponsoring our podcast. Guys, wedding season is upon us. I know this more than pretty much anyone here. You just went to a wedding. Mm-hmm. You just, you're not invited to anything.
Well,
but I've been to probably 3 weddings in the past few months, and I'm so tired of it. And I always look trashy every single time because I never know how to buy a suit. It was something that ever looks good on me.
You have a wedding story after this, too, to tell.
Oh, yeah. So you're going to, do I?
It's funny. I don't know if you can. The guy.
Oh my God. Yeah, okay.
The man.
Well, you guys are going to be doing it big. I know that. You're going to be going out to your friends' weddings. And when you're bringing a date, you want to look fresh. But it has to be convenient. That's where theblacktux.com comes in. The Black Tux has awesome suits and tuxedos in all kinds of styles. And you rent them online. How about that? The Black Tux offers the kinds of suits and tuxedo styles that would normally be wildly expensive to buy. And you might only wear it once. I'm surprised at how expensive tuxedos are. It's unbelievable.
It's why you don't buy them.
Even
you
to
rent them.
rent.
Like, why are they so expensive? And wedding
God
dresses?
knows.
I mean, that's not related
Here's
to
the
this,
thing,
but
too,
still.
that-
So, for instance, the emerald shawl tuxedo. It's funky, it's cool, but how many times are you going to wear an emerald green tuxedo? With a Black Tux, you can do you and blow it out for one big time event. So try a new look, do something different, and take your style to the next level. After ordering, your suit will arrive 14 days before your event. If anything is less than perfect, the Black Tux will send you a replacement right away. And remember how simple returns are. Wear it, turn heads, and then send it back 3 days after your event. Shipping is free both ways. So to get $20 off your purchase, visit theblacktux.com/pine.
No.
That's theblacktux.com/pine for $20 off your purchase. The Black Tux, premium rental suits and tuxedos delivered.
That's very genuinely
Super useful.
But the real
great
question
idea.
is, does wearing one of those tuxedos, A, give you powers?
Yes.
And B,
No.
will it get me laid
Well,
with my wife?
I think that all depends on. Oh yeah,
Well,
no,
yeah,
I don't
I
know.
mean,
What
it's hard to
status are you
tell.
guys at?
We're thinking about it.
Thinking about getting laid?
Yeah,
Are you
we're
guys
thinking
still in the
about
honeymoon
getting laid.
phase?
We're still in the, like, one day we'll have sex.
Yeah.
And she said, it'll be quick. It'll be quick and painless.
Is that
As
what
it should be.
She said, or you?
She said that.
Oh wait, painless?
I don't know what that. I don't know what that
It's
means.
Usually, like for me,
It's painful for guys.
Almost, yeah. It's very painful for guys, especially the first time.
The
Because
very-
something,
yeah.
There's a barrier within your penis.
Mhm.
It's kind of like like a Camel Crush cigarette, where it has a little thing in the tip,
Camel Crush. I love
the
that.
filter where you pop the little
It's
bubble.
glass, and then you can eat it
yeah,
afterwards.
it's kind of like that in your penis.
Do you guys fucking hate? Did you have that one guy in school that you hated that was way too all about having sex?
No, but I have this guy
was
at
like,
a
I'm
wedding.
trying
and
to
I
fuck
fucking
Wasn't every
hated it.
guy in high school?
Like, this guy wants to fuck, and he
Oh
fucks
wait,
hard.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh, dude, I fuck so hard.
was it you,
Like,
Clay? Were
no,
you that guy?
God, no. I was the person that was like, oh, good.
I never got in touch with him.
I just assumed
Dude.
I would never have it.
He was just like, you never had somebody in the friend group that was like, I fuck hard.
My friends were all nerds.
hard.
My best friend,
Really?
Oh,
Actually,
yes.
Franco?
Franco.
Franco's a little fuckboy?
Franco used to be the world's biggest perv in the funniest way, dude. Like,
I would tear that pussy up and fuck it hard.
like it's so funny because he's so different now. Like he'll still joke every once in a while, but he's definitely like matured a lot, so he doesn't like.
Is he in a relationship?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
there you
even
go.
before, like even the
Oh.
past like couple years, he's been
Much
just
better.
a lot more mature about stuff like
Does
that.
he ever talk dirty to you? Like, he
Does he
comes
ever
over and he's like,
swing me?
dude, I'm not as intense as I was before about this whole, like, girl thing, but, like, come here for
This
a sec.
whole
Come-
girl
shh,
thing.
shh, come here for a sec. Come here.
Oh no.
I need you to come closer.
Oh no.
A little bit. There we go.
Oh.
I want to fucking just rip your ears in half.
Oh
and
my gosh.
Scream down your fucking ears
Wow.
and just I want to cough up blood in your eyes.
Dear
Dude, he is
Find out I have a real problem.
It happened.
Have you been talking to Franco?
That happened to me. It was a real story.
Franco said that to you.
Can I tell you guys a real story?
Yes. Oh my God, this is a really funny story.
Wait, is this the okay?
It was at a wedding I went to recently. Hopefully none of them watch this podcast. I imagine they don't.
They would never know.
Yeah, no one cares.
They would never.
Our fans don't.
They're
even
one
watch
of the
this
30,000. They're one of the 30,000 that are going to live in the kingdom of heaven.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Do you get the reference?
Sure.
With Brain Johnson.
Brain Johnson.
I was at a wedding
Brain the
probably
Wayne Johnson.
a couple months ago, and it was everything was really great. It was a really great wedding. I was the videographer.
No, you weren't. You were just filming it.
I was just
filming it for yourself.
Camera.
Because there was
On a better camera than their
in most of the
filmographer.
shots. There was the actual videographer going around shooting.
Dude, he was
stuff.
so
Why do you have a
upset.
better camera than me?
No, he was so upset.
What are you shooting on? 10D.
Dude, he was shooting literally on something worse than a T3i.
Wow.
And
Maybe it was like a friend.
A
and they were
Nikon.
like-
An SL1.
No, they
D2.
paid him. They paid him everything, and he's not a friend.
Well, people don't know.
Wow.
They don't. And
The
that's
average
the thing,
person doesn't know. They
'cause
see any camera with someone
I was
holding
like-
it. Are you fucking good?
I was like, okay, I'll bring my camera. I'll do. I asked them if it was okay, and they were like, yeah, we'd love that. And I was like, I'm not gonna impose on the
Or
other,
give you
on
the footage because
videographer.
I'll delete it.
But so I went there. I filmed, and it was really great up until
So I went there, I
dancing at
fell.
night. I noticed something was wrong when I was sitting at our table outside,
And you're
it was
supple.
getting towards night, and I was supple too. And there was a guy sitting across from me, and
Sanctified.
I had another guy to my right who was equally weird, just talking about mountain climbing. And he was eventually, his story ends right here at the later night of the dance floor. He was so drunk, took his shirt off and started rubbing up against his girlfriend. It was the most,
And she didn't want
it
it.
was the most
right?
uncreative thing I've ever seen.
Guys who mountain climb in Boulder are like the horse girls of the man.
Oh my God, dude, this
But
guy
dude,
was.
mountain climbing's dope. I don't
love.
do it.
I
but
want to
it's
get
cool.
into rock climbing.
I wish
It's
that
a very
I had,
good way to.
It's
stay
most
in
done
shape.
jealousy. Yeah, because they're all ripped.
I'm totally
but
fine. He wasn't.
That's like all they
He was
do.
just.
No, the thing
They
is,
just
to
eat
continue.
granola and
He
so-
seemed like one of those people, by the way you're describing him, who talks about mountain climbing all the time, but he's probably done it 3 times.
No, I imagine he's done it quite a bit, but
I'm
I
on my
just
fourth
I imagine
session.
no one he ever talks to wants to hear about it. More than once, but he just keeps bringing it up. Anyway, that guy's dead. So we're moving on to the guy who was straight in front of me. A little stocky boy. He's
Short and husky,
now
for those of you that
the
don't
significant other to a woman who is on the rebound. Her boyfriend, just going to gloss over this, died. It's a terrible thing that happened, but she's rebounding with a guy who is let's say this, he's a doctor, or a surgeon actually.
No fucking
He's a surgeon.
way. I forgot he was a surgeon.
He's a surgeon, but
Dr.
don't
Strange?
picture someone old. Picture a college frat boy, a little bit older, stockier, but kind of fat.
He's already graduated 4 years ago, but he's still
Curly ass
He's
hair.
drinking. He's got the backwards cap.
He
Yeah.
still
And he's
drinks
got-
at the college pub.
He's still drinking fucking Bud Lights.
He looks like
He's drinking fucking PBRs.
he looks like the counter guy from Jay and Silent Bob.
yeah,
The guy at the counter. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well, fuck, what's that guy's
I
name?
don't
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
his name, but he
the
looks like
cashier
that.
guy. Yeah.
So
He's a good actor.
we
He's
had
funny.
a brief, weird conversation. Nothing too strange, but until I get onto the dance floor, there's something weird about him. I'm filming some of the dancing, and it was really sweet and it was fun. And he comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, actually, I did a dance first. I was doing Steve Zaragoza's 2-step." Just because I had nothing else to do, it was kind of fun.
We do that all the time.
And he comes up to me later in the night when I'm doing it. He's like, "Dude, what's that shit you're doing, man? What is that? I got fucking what?" I'm like, I don't know. You just, you put your feet to the
And
side.
at this point, you just thought he was really
you put
drunk.
your
left
feet to the
foot
yeah,
in.
exactly.
Yeah,
and
your
you
left foot
and then
out.
you hit that shit,
Hit
and he's
that
like,
shit.
"Wait, what'd you just say?" I was like, you hit that shit. And he's like, "Oh my God, I fucking love that shit, dude. What is that? You hit that shit? Okay, how do I do it?" And then he's doing the 2-step. I'm like, dear God. He's doing it. He's like, hit that shit. And I'm like, this is the worst moment I've ever, can I leave? But I was...
Sir, you're piquing my social anxiety.
Oh, absolutely. So I made my way to any other place after that dancing, and he pulls me later in the night over to a group of
Elderly.
literally elderly, 60 to 70-year-old elderly, and he's like, do the dance, do what you were doing to me.
You're gonna fucking love that shit.
He's like, yeah, it's just and I was like, oh, you do the 2-step, you just do 1 foot there, 1 foot there, and they're like, yeah, but what do you say? What do you say? And I was like, jeez,
What do you
oh my
say?
God.
What do you
I was like,
say?
And I was like,
what do you say?
and I was like, hit that shit. And he's like, yeah, that's right. He says, hit that shit.
said it, swear.
So, okay, everybody, do it. And then they all started doing
Wow.
the 2-step.
Did they say hit
and they
that
said,
shit?
hit that shit.
Hit that shit.
Oh my God.
Hit that
But see,
shit.
the
Hit that
elderly
shit.
part of that story is
that shit.
funny.
It's great,
but like
him,
normal funny, like genuinely, like, oh, that's funny.
And
These old people are
here-
doing it, but him being involved in the entire thing makes it a suck.
Here's where it turns dark and scary. We're on the bus on the way back to our hotels.
After a wonderful night with
he's
him.
got 3 ARs.
3 AR.
So he's sitting. I'm with Alyssa.
One is enough.
Alyssa's on my left. Him and his girlfriend are on the right. And I'm talking to Alyssa's cousin, who's the dopest guy. His name's Nick. He's so fucking cool. And we're just in the middle of a conversation. I hear his voice. I don't remember his name, but I hear his voice off to the right, and I'm like, oh my God, he sounds just like who's the guy from Arrested Development who plays
Will Arnett.
Will Arnett. There we go. He sounds just like Will Arnett.
I remember the story, yeah.
And I was like,
Love
I was
Will
like to
Arnett.
Nick, I was like, oh my God, that's fucking crazy. That he sounds just like Will Arnett. And I hear out of the corner, he's like, what's fucking crazy? And I'm just like, no. I was like,
Sir, simply nothing about the world is all about you.
That's not the kind of person I am. So I was like, oh no, I was just saying,
Hey, let me interact with
I
you.
was like, you sound like this guy. What's his name? And I couldn't think of it there either. And he was like, "Are you? Oh, you're saying that I sound something. You said something's crazy, and you're talking about me."
Oh,
and I was just like,
no.
"Well, no, in
Well,
a
sir,
good
I think
way.
we're
It's
fighting now,
in
and
a good
I'll-
way, dude. It's you sound like Will Arnett. He's got the deep ass voice, and it sounds really dope. And he's just like, So sorry, I'm just trying to.
So you're saying I got a deep
I'm
ass?
just trying to put this together. The thing you're talking about that's crazy is me, and I'm just like, and I'm like,
That's the funniest kind of confrontational person.
So you said something was crazy, and what you were referring to was that I was crazy.
and I was like, he's in the new Transformers, and he's like, oh my God, yes. And that's how we knew Will Arnett. I was like, I fucking love that guy.
I didn't even know he was in any Transformers.
Was he?
Yeah, he was in the newer one.
No,
And
I
I'm
just
like,
had to save the
yeah.
day.
I
Oh wait, no,
avoid that
sorry,
movie.
not Transformers. He was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh.
Dude, I said
and that's how he.
And that's how
fucking
he
knew.
knew.
Wow.
That's how he knew.
And turns out, this guy was just on coke. Simply just on coke.
So much
Okay.
coke, though.
It must have
Oh,
been.
so much coke.
And he has another little tidbit about him. He has an ex who he pays child support to.
Oh wow.
At least
I
he's
bet he
paying.
liked bringing that up.
At least he pays.
Just
And I'm fucking paying this bitch money. I don't even know why.
I don't even
Aren't you
have
paying-
money.
And
So,
it
but
wasn't
aren't you
exactly
paying for the
custom.
kid? Yeah, kinda. But why do I have to pay for it?
I'm on a doctor's salary.
I'm on a diet.
I'm not gonna pay for it forever.
So that's why I wore a tux.
Thanks, Tux Black.
Black tux.
Yeah. For bringing that painful memory back up. Hopefully I never see that guy again. I imagine she won't last long.
Hey, so I was watching you guys' podcast. You're talking about how I was fucking crazy on it.
And you said it was on coke,
Dude,
I
that's
ain't never
weird. Maybe
done
I
that.
am.
I've never done coke in my life.
Not even right now
I
while
only
I'm doing
gum it.
coke.
Remember in It's Always Sunny when they get addicted to coke, but they only get addicted to gumming it?
you mean crack?
No, there's an episode with coke
Oh.
where Charlie
I
and
remember
D.
the coke one.
Charlie
I remember
and
the
D.
crack one.
Because no, it's when they find the speaker of cash
Yeah.
that falls off the
Charlie-
mafia's
yeah,
car,
yeah.
and then they like try to have like not much money, so they try to like buy drugs from Bubba. Is his
No,
name
that's
Bubba?
crack.
But bingo,
That's
bingo.
crack.
Trade it though for pills. They
Yeah,
sell it and trade it
but,
for
no,
pills,
but
yeah. At first
before
they're-
that, Charlie and D, they're like addicted to gumming it
Oh.
only, and that's not even how like you get addicted
Well,
to coke.
what's the crack? There's a
That's
crack
just a
one
different
where
episode.
That
Yeah,
one's
the crack
so
one,
fucking
they're on the
good.
fucking streets.
D and Dennis get addicted to crack.
Yeah.
Fucking love that show. I've
So
been
what's on
watching
the
it.
agenda
The
today to
gang
talk
gets
about?
addicted
Oh.
to crack.
Did you guys hear about the serial pooper?
What? Please tell.
Not like he
Foremost.
poop. Not like he
I'll
poops
stop
cereal.
pooping in the office.
But
if
there
that's
was
what you want me to
there
do.
was a high school that was plagued with a pooper.
Oh God!
Oh, wait.
I have a
I might have
high
heard
school
that.
poop story.
Yeah, there was a high school
Wait,
pooper.
what?
Maybe you're talking about
I had a
his.
poop
This
bandit.
is recently. There was
I
this,
might have heard of that.
There
Tell
was
us.
this. There was a school that there were just like very clearly human shits just appearing all over the school.
I love it's very clearly
And
human.
Everyone's like, there's like some person, an actual person is squatting and dropping a brown.
Squat and cough and polish it
all
off.
over.
Just imagine someone finding that.
It went on
Oh
for
my God.
so long they couldn't find who the killer
That's
was.
it.
Oh my god, this human shit.
So they found him in the last week.
My mistake. That's bear scat.
Call the president.
person.
Call the president.
But they found him, and it
Oh
was
my
the superintendent.
Oh my God! No way.
Yeah,
What?
The New Jersey high school superintendent.
Oh my god.
I think New Jersey. It was
What?
in
Did
J high
he just
school.
couldn't hold
Christie?
it, or what was the?
That's him.
why? Why did he?
I don't know. There was no information. It was just that they just found him. He was like shitting in the middle of like the football field or something.
Hey,
and they just
I'm gonna take a shit in my school
That's where he was doing it.
easily.
yes, and there was and that was a camera. It was.
Oh, so it wasn't inside the school.
I
It's
think
on school grounds.
I think it was like just all
Shitting
over
on a
the
football
school
field?
grounds. Yeah.
Here's the thing: if you're the superintendent of the school, you can shit wherever the fuck
That's
you
your
want.
school.
Actually, it says his name here was James Buckley.
It's just he would leave Dunkin' Donuts boxes all over the place. So we know that was the next spot.
Poor James.
But you had a
Buckley.
poop story?
Yeah, I told it on another podcast. I just have a high schooler that was the poop bandit who would smear poop on the walls.
That's so fucked.
It's fucked.
That's
He ended
a
up going
sign
to
of-
prison.
Yeah, I mean, I'll never do it again after.
That's a
going to prison.
precursor for serial killers.
No, he actually ended up going to prison
Oh my god.
for assault, for drug money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those
That's a
things.
precursor for serial killers.
I
They
feel
say
a little...
hurting animals and playing with like poop and like peeing yourself at an old age, like that stuff is like it's one of those things that like most serial killers.
Because you're a
all hide.
sociopath.
I
and
do
you
have
don't
the
care
slightest
about
bit of sympathy for the
repercussions.
poop bandit, though, because he is an adopted child who his parents aren't that great.
That's hard.
So it's just he's
His
lived on.
adopted
No,
parents.
hey, don't poop anywhere. Doesn't matter who your parents
Simply-
are or aren't.
Oh my God,
Don't
wait.
poop anywhere.
I read, so I was looking up last night about Congo River crocodile attacks. And,
What happened
Saltwater?
to you that you found?
Oh, that thing you sent me.
dude, how fucking... It was... No, I didn't
No,
send
you
it
didn't
to
send
you.
it, but I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah. Oh my God. There was a preacher who was like, I will walk on water and I will prove to you God's love. He
God's
takes
love.
like 2 steps into the water, 3 crocodiles just encompass
Eat him
him
and fuck him.
eat
Oh
him
my
in
God.
2 minutes down
and fuck
flat
him.
and eat him in front of a whole crowd of people. And they're like, yeah, you know, he wanted to teach us about religion and everything, but then he just got impaled a bunch.
You know what? I think that does teach about religion. It's called blasphemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is. Hey.
Don't think you can walk on water like Jesus.
Yeah.
Well,
you
what
can't.
If, what if I think I can? Am I going to get eaten by crocodiles? I'll do it in a pool. Fuck a crocodile.
You might just walk in, drop right into the water, and then scrape the bottom of your foot on the bottom of the pool.
Maybe
That would
Jesus
hurt.
just walked
I'd
on a bunch
feel
of
like that's a
crocodiles,
fair
and that's how
punishment.
he was walking on the water. And this guy was
He had to
just-
deal with the crocodiles, but one of them was sick of being taken advantage of.
Yeah, like I can't do it anymore.
I'm not doing this
And then
anymore.
rose up and started a revolution.
Question about pools.
Okay, sure.
The sides of pools, always painful. Why? Why make them like that? You know?
Painful?
Yeah, they're like they scrape.
They're like
and shit.
stucco.
I think it's so you don't
Oh.
slip, right? So it's grippy.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
why.
yeah.
The
Simply.
sides of... I don't need to slip underwater. What the fuck?
Oh, maybe
On
to
the
get
sides.
out so you can stick your feet on them and.
Oh my
fucking
God,
fly.
I'll just be
Never
But no, I know
thought
what you mean.
about that.
Anytime I'm ever in a pool, and I'm not in pools too often anymore because I don't like chlorine water, I always have scrapes on my feet.
I like
Yeah.
drinking
Yeah.
chlorine
Always.
water when I'm in public.
I always
pools.
like scrape the
Just
tip
me?
of my like big toe. When
Yeah.
I walk.
Yes.
That's the worst.
My
fucking
knees
thing.
when I'm like
Or my
pushed up against the...
Ankles, bones.
Yeah, ankle
and my
bones.
dick when it's in the jets.
Yeah, his dick bone always.
Simply don't make pools like that and don't poop.
Don't poop
Ever.
Don't ever poop.
It's not natural. But no, I never thought about that. They can make that out of any material they want. Why would they
Yeah.
go with sandpaper?
Go with tiles.
Yeah.
Go with...
Because especially since most pools have at least some section of it that's already tile.
Yeah.
Or like nice.
Go with...
No, you know what?
Go do rubber.
I was just gonna say rubber or like sponge rubber. That
There are
shit
probably
that, like-
pools out there that do that.
the water. Oh, have you guys heard about that? That like it's a replacement for like asphalt and concrete, and it absorbs water.
Ascrete,
I
yeah.
saw that.
It prevents
Ascrete.
flooding. So if there's ever like an area of like a
Oh,
road that's prone to flooding, they would
go
replace it
straight
with
through.
that.
It's
and
just
it literally absorbs the water and then redistributes it into the earth below.
That's fucking great.
Didn't help with Hurricane Dorito.
What was I gonna say? Oh, I've been watching. Speaking of like getting caught up in watching a bunch of different like videos and stuff, I've been watching a lot of road rage videos. Road rage videos.
Are they
love you,
fun?
dude.
Are they
Dude.
fun?
They're
Is it, like,
really
lively
fun
shit,
because
or-
it makes me like very self-aware when I'm driving now. Like, dude, they're hilarious because some of the reasons and like some of the things that happened. There was one that was in Australia, and this guy on just riding his bike, and he's riding his bike for a good 30 seconds. So that's enough time to like whatever happened before that 30 seconds. Driver, don't still be pissed. That's 30 seconds for you to cool down and not do something 30 seconds later. Like, so he's just riding his bike for 30 seconds on the side of the road, like there isn't like a bike lane, but he's like very close to the side, just riding. And then you notice that like he's just riding, and then he like turns around, he sees this fucking SUV like, and the guy like drives up next to him and like tries to like run him off the road. And then
That's attempted murder, motherfucker.
It is.
What are you doing?
And it like clips the guy's bike, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And shit like that. And the guy like comes
I've
up
seen this.
before and like stops and gets out of the fucking truck.
Is this the one? Wait, just real quick. Is this the one?
No.
Oh, have you seen that one?
No, I don't think I have. So the dude gets out of the car, and the biker's like, "Dude, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this?" But as he gets out of the car, he sees that the driver has a fucking just like steak knife, and he's just like,
I brought this from the kitchen.
he's like, "Don't fucking drive like that on this road. You understand me?"
James Buckley again.
Shit like that. And then the guy drops his bike and he's like backing up and he's like, "Listen, dude, like what the fuck are you doing?" And there was another camera on the bike that showed you like him backing away from the bike and the guy like coming up to him with the knife and shit. It's
This is
like,
a
how are you gonna
well-produced
pull a
road rage
knife on
incident.
somebody
For
for
biking.
road rage? Or road rage at all. Just cuss at them if you're mad.
What kind of day would you have to be having? Oh, he's
What
psychotic.
kind of a life do you have to have where you're just like, I'm gonna keep this fucking hatchet
It's
on me.
not dinner time if you were wondering about the knife. I'm more upset than anything. Do not do that to me, okay?
Did I tell you guys about also best Reddit thread ever, justice porn? So good,
dude, yeah.
So good. Did I tell you guys about the homeless Chinese man on the last podcast?
No.
So there was
Justice porn.
I love
yeah,
homeless
it's
Chinese
just
men.
like that, but not just road rage. It does
It's
other
not
stuff.
superheroes.
Oh,
having
so
sex.
like, I was imagining it was,
I was thinking like
NSFW.
Same. I thought it
No.
was gonna be like a cool porn that like made me feel
No, it's
uplifted.
cool in
like,
another way though.
Yeah, Justice like instant karma shit.
So I watched a video from there, and it was a homeless Chinese man who was on the ground, and it starts off with this guy who's just beating the shit out of him. There's just a
Jesus.
passerby beating the shit out of him, and he's so angry. Why? Suddenly, that guy just gets drop kicked. Not the
Good.
homeless person. The guy just.
yeah.
And then I read more
the guy
into the
beating
thread.
the homeless person, yeah.
Yeah, the guy beating
Okay. I
the
didn't
homeless
wanna,
person
like,
got drop
fuck yeah,
kicked.
drop kicked.
Everyone just started beating the shit out
Two
of them.
people at once,
Yeah.
get them.
But I started reading into it, and I guess there is a huge problem with the Chinese mafia in China where they will pay people to go be homeless on the streets to bring the money back to them. So it could be someone that found out, or someone that found out that the homeless person wasn't actually homeless and they were pretending to be ill in a certain way. Or
There's a lot of homeless scam.
Yeah.
There was this video
Kim and I got
watched.
scammed by a dare
Yeah.
people.
I was there. It was outside of Best Buy.
It was all of us.
And then you threw the hat out of the car. I remember that.
Oh yeah.
And I ran for it, as I should have.
Yeah, there was one that I watched. I think it was like the top video on Reddit for a little while. And it was this girl who like would always be outside of this like some fast food place like asking for money and shit. And the dude who's like exposing her is like walking up like with the camera filming her and being like just exposing her like, I know that you got like $10 from my wife the other day, blah blah blah, and I've seen you here so much, and I started thinking that like you weren't actually homeless, and then you walked up the street and got in a car and drove home.
So he
And-
followed her home.
Or like just
Oh my
like,
god.
And then I went into your house and watched you sleep. You're not homeless at all.
you have a nice bed. It was comfy. I
You were
laid in
there
it.
all night long.
I have like an interesting thing with that too. I don't know if you guys have ever been on this road. I don't know. It's a turnoff off of the 405, and there's this lady. I think. Do you know who I'm talking about? You do know who I'm talking about.
I take an Uber every day.
Okay, well,
Almost
you know the
every-
lady that wears
almost
leather
every
pants. And she's
freeway
got
Take
a,
an
off
Uber
ramp
every
has
day.
something.
You've been there-
I
you've
never
been
look.
there in
I don't
your
look out the
life.
window.
well, there's a lady who's there, and she has a sign that says like "No English. I have cancer."
Oh my god,
Yes,
you're
you
talking
know what
about
I'm talking
not
about.
That's not on the 405, that's Van Nuys.
Wherever.
Oh, right off Sherman Way.
Yeah.
It is off the 4.
So
Yes.
she's there
Oh, yeah,
almost every single day, all day.
And I feel so bad every day
And
I would
I
go by her.
have, but I have no idea. And she's got this little piece of tape
Yep.
on
Yep.
her nose.
I know exactly
to
what that is.
signify that she has cancer. And I could be a dick by even saying that the way I said it, but I have no fucking clue if she actually has cancer or not, or if she's just using that to get money. I mean, I'm sure she needs money, and that's her way of like trying to get more people to feel sorry for her. Do what you got to do. I respect the homeless hustle, but. Or maybe she's not homeless. I don't know. That could be mean too. But I just don't know. So I don't know how to feel. You know what I mean? So every time I see it,
Well, there's
I'm
no
like,
way
hard,
that you can
man.
know.
and then that moment where like one day she's
you
just
talk to
not
her.
there. You know what I mean?
She's
Ever
not there,
again.
but then she's there the next day. So then
No,
you're like-
I mean
you're
like, well, what if one day she's just never there again? That,
Yeah, no,
that
it's
fucks
exactly.
with me. I'm like,
'Cause I
Or
mean-
she got healed and she's living in a nice house.
No, I had evil thoughts. I just want you guys to know that, and I know they're not right, but it's just the one side of my brain is like, yes, she has cancer. This is awful. I should be giving her money. Then the other side's like, oh, she doesn't. How is she still here? You know,
What do you
she's
mean?
here every day. How long does cancer take?
yeah,
to
that's what I think too. I'm like, if she's
With
got,
no
if you're on the
like,
street with no treatment and you're asking for
it
money,
would have
how
been
long?
worse, right? Like it would have. I imagine.
Like,
I really don't.
I don't know.
Yeah, I really don't know. Maybe that's stupid.
You know, it's funny because you see such a wide range of people that are like panhandling and stuff. I saw this guy. I think it was also in Van Nuys. He was on a corner. I think it was like next to like a grocery store or something. He was on a corner and he was holding a little box, little cardboard box filled with like pens. And he was like, he had like a sign like, I need money and stuff like that. But he was like, pens, 50 cents. So at least like he's trying to like,
Yeah.
That's what I
that's
appreciate.
cool.
When they're
even though the
offering-
pens
Yeah.
were probably stolen, but like
Well.
at least you're trying to earn the money. That's like I thought that was cool.
You know, not to shit
Didn't
on.
buy a pen.
No more shitting on James Buckley for me. This is actually a good story about him. He goes out of his way to just give any
does.
person money.
Yeah.
Just
I don't give
on the
money.
street.
What do you
I
give?
love
Like,
giving food.
He gives,
I give
he
food.
gives somebody
I give food all the
$20
time.
when we went out
Yeah.
to lunch.
He's just he's a good guy.
No, it was
like that.
100.
Yeah.
It was $100.
It was $100.
He gave to someone because he I think his reasoning for that was when something good happens to me, I want to spread that back
And
out.
the cool thing
that's
about him
really
is he would
cool.
never talk about that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but we would.
But he asked me to say it.
What's always interesting to me is that like the homeless community in Los Angeles, it's so aggressive. Like there are so many people. Like we live around the corner from a tent city in Echo Park, and it's kind of like
Echo Park's fucking scary for.
It can be. It's the certain places.
So gentrified.
It's it's getting there. It's really interesting to see the different ways people handle being in a bad position too, because it's always baffled me that people call like the Mexican community lazy, because when you see a homeless person who's Mexican, they're selling stuff, they're making things, they're selling fruit. It's like they work even while homeless.
Yeah.
Like they're not just.
I think that's
asking
just an
for
old
I know many
stereotype
farmers that are
might not
upset at
even-
those people selling fruit.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Well, like that's, but you know,
It's tough too because I guarantee it's bad everywhere that there are people selling it legitimately who have their own little farm at their
Probably.
home or something.
But
too.
they probably aren't licensed.
well,
Yeah, but how else are they going to make money?
nobody panhandling is.
I mean, there's
licensed
other ways,
either.
too,
So it's I appreciate somebody who's like doing something instead of just like asking. It's like hard to know what
There
the
are
motivations
so many blue collar jobs available in California right now, and nobody wants to do them. That's another huge issue.
Well, that's our generation's.
You know what I-
we're
Oh,
too
truly.
good for
Yeah.
for like jobs like that.
I will
apparently.
be a mastermind only. But you know what? I saw this guy. I think it was in Santa Monica, and there was this dude just lying down. He looked like he was maybe 28, and he had like dreads, and he was just lying on the fucking ground. There was a sign that said, "Need weed or pizza." That's it.
But both.
And then I immediately just went, never.
I don't know. That's a good cause.
Don't ask
At
for
least,
weed.
But that's the thing. He's
It's
asking
honest,
for
but-
something honest, you know?
But it's not going to help his situation, so therefore he's not in the right
Well, I
headspace to-
disagree. Maybe he works best on weed.
Oh, well, you're wrong.
You give him a casket of weed. Maybe maybe he goes, takes
Smokes it all,
maybe
dies.
He smokes it.
I have
Buried
nothing
it.
wrong with people that
Smokes
smoke
it,
weed.
overdoses, and then he's able to get the best job
I
interview
may
of his
even
life.
be wrong about the pizza thing. It might have just said weed, and then it was something else that was dumb, that wasn't
And
productive.
Oxycontin.
It was something like weed or cigarettes or weed or alcohol or something that was like he was trying to get like people to give him shit so he could party. And I was like, fucking get
it's
out of
funny,
here, you piece of
'cause,
shit.
Like when I lived in San Francisco for 4 years, like all the homeless people up there, it's a very different culture of homeless.
Yeah.
There's the drug addicted homeless and also just normal
Honestly,
homeless.
almost
like-
everybody in San Francisco is homeless. People that live in homes are almost homeless.
I mean,
So check this out.
I'm
Check this
fucking
out.
homeless.
Check this out. So there's like the normal type of homeless that could be a mix of like drug addicts, down on their luck, mental illness, whatever reason that caused them there, but they're like a normal kind of category of homeless people. Then there are the people that specifically come to San Francisco to be homeless, and Berkeley, because it's like a culture there of being homeless.
It's crazy. It gets cold though.
It does. But I remember freshman year, there was Lake Merced. You know Lake Merced?
not.
It's
super
right next
familiar.
to San Francisco State. There was just a little area down there that like you walk down this little like walkway, and there's like a little like wooden like patio area with like benches and shit to overlooking the lake. And we would go there to buy weed from these like homeless people that always hung out there. And we got to talking to one of like the girl, I forget her. I think one of the names was like Ghost or something.
Dope.
And then the girl who was there though had an iPhone that her parents paid the bill for, but she was choosing to still be homeless, even though she had like a well-off family that was able to like pay for her to have like stuff like that.
That bothers me.
Is that like? I'm so confused.
It is very confusing.
Is that like a millennial thing? Is that the kind of thing our
No, it's
parents
just
like
a-
look at our generation?
Definitely
they're
not
like,
a
"These
millennial
kids-"
thing. I'm sure that's always happened, but it's
a
just a
weird
certain
thing.
type of person that it
Yeah.
takes to do that kind of thing.
You know what I would do if I was homeless? Hunt. Live off the land.
It's one thing to be off the grid
That's
and
what I
like
would
you know
do.
live out in the wilderness and
You
like
know?
have your own
Fish.
like power and resources and shit like
Fucking
that.
Hunt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would live off
that's
the
not
land.
homeless though.
I would have a guitar. And I would play for money. I would busk and hunt.
In
and
the
live off-
woods? You'd play
But
for money?
No, I'd come back to the city.
How far are you from the city?
I'd go to the city during the day, busk for a few hours, make some money. I'm saving to get out of my homeless position. Then I'm off to the forest, checking my traps.
What's
Checking my traps.
which city? Which city is this?
Wherever the situation takes me. If I'm in LA,
Where's the nearest?
Forest.
I was about to say, where's the nearest forest?
that's what I'm saying.
He goes all
I
the way
go
to Big
LA.
Bear and then-
Yeah. No. I go to
2-hour drive?
Idlewild. I go to Idlewild.
Hour and 40 minutes.
That's like rich forest. It's
So
like all the-
I'm in LA during the day. I'm fucking thumbing it up.
It would
to
take
get-
you 2 days to walk to
Guys,
LA from Idlewild.
I'm fucking. What's it? Where you?
Hitchhiking.
I'm hitchhiking. I'm hitchhiking. I'm fucking hitchhiking back to Idlewild during midday so I can get home, check my traps, and fish. And then I've got so much fish and so much food that I'm.
Also, is there
I'm
even
living
a
How
like
do
a
you keep the food?
Is there a lake
I've got
in,
so much fish. I've caught 10 fish today.
I've
All of them go
countless.
bad the next day.
Also, is there a lake in Idlewild?
There is. Not. I don't know. Maybe.
I can Have you ever seen that guy on YouTube where he makes shit?
Yeah, Primitive Technology. We did a parody of it.
He made a pool underwater, and I made a fish pond.
I'm so sorry.
It's a koi pond. I have a koi pond.
Those are so expensive.
It's an investment.
Where did you get koi fish?
From the money I saved from busting.
You buy koi
bust-
fish
I
for
buy
like
koi
$300 a piece, and you eat one every day.
No, but I've got a couple.
When you could go to any fish
you
market
trap them in
and
their
buy
own koi
a cheap
pond.
fish for a few bucks.
Here's the thing. I eat one a day, and I hopefully buy one a day.
And you breed
bounces
one.
it
Breed them.
out.
And then you have to pay extra money for mercury poisoning.
No. I'm fine because I've built up an immune system to it, and I'm raising a couple to be so old and so big so that they're worth so much money. It's an investment. I'm hunting. I'm gathering. I'm surviving. I'm busking. I'm living the fucking king's life.
all
boys.
from busking.
I'd be the fucking ringleader of the homeless world, dude.
What happens on a bad day of busking? Do you not have savings?
Bad day of busking. I've still got savings from the busking previously, and I come back tomorrow. I do.
Bad
some
I know
week
for a
of busking.
fact
Bad
that
week.
like 9 out of 10 people who are busking, I've also never heard that word before.
Really?
No.
I've never heard it up until this point.
What? You've never heard busking?
Not once.
But look,
believe you.
there are 99% of the time that person made $5.
No, I've made money busking. Like, there's real busking though. You go to areas where like you have to ask someone to set up your mic and set up your stuff, and it's like there's a strip. Like in Ottawa, there's a strip.
A show.
No, it's not a show.
So do you
You
have
do
to
it on
outclass
Santa
the other
Monica Pier.
buskers?
Yeah,
You can, like,
there
rent
are like
space.
there's a whole like usually a strip in you can do it. in
Yeah,
Santa
but they
Monica, 3rd
always
Street.
have those fucking kids on the cardboard that are able to do all the dances.
Sure.
You
And
can't beat them.
And then exactly, everyone's surrounded by them
No, there's
because
legitimate
everyone
and you're
who's
just
there.
playing a folk song. Like, who gives a shit?
Like Tor Miller busks. Ed Sheeran busked. Like everybody busks. It's a musician thing. If you're trying to make it and just do that and you don't have another job, you busk.
I mean,
That's
they
your day
made a whole
job.
movie about busking.
Busking's awesome. It's really cool. I busked
busked
in the
the
winter and
universe or
made like
something.
$30.
I
People
stay
make-
the
if
fuck-
you're good, you make money.
I stay the fuck
Simple
away
as
from
that.
those groups. I saw I was in New York for a minute, and I was standing around some people while they were dancing in that sort of situation for a while, and there was
dancing's not busking.
well, it's that
Busking
it was
is
that,
musical performance.
No, I know, but like there was that community of people who were all doing performances and stuff. They were trying to get money.
But is it semi-organized where like they are allowed to be there and there's like amplifiers and microphones and
I mean, some of them.
every
There's- yeah.
50 feet there's a different person and there
There's just a
are people.
community.
That is a hustle I do not appreciate.
There's a lot of
Really,
that
that's
in New
super
York.
weird.
because I
Well-
just want my entertainment from any other place that I want it.
Well, you
I
don't
don't
have
about
to.
it
Don't
being
go do
live.
that.
Well,
no,
I had
but
a-
you're forced into those
I'm
situations.
sorry,
to
Jamie.
walk by them.
Continue your
Yeah.
story.
Anyway,
Jesus Christ.
I had a friend who like pulled me away, and they're like, never stand in these groups because
You get pickpocketed.
they have people who walk around and you're distracted.
Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah. Oh,
Any
it's
of those
huge.
places. Whoever's performing, just know that there are probably 2 or 3 rats in the
Yeah.
crowd.
Yeah,
who
I
are-
mean,
I got my
crab
phone.
people.
Wow, crap people, money. I got my phone stolen. I think I might have told this story
Wow.
before. On a podcast maybe like a while ago in San Francisco. I think it was still my freshman year. The Giants just won the World Series, and it was just fucking rioting, like victory rioting though in San Francisco.
Victory
because
riot.
rioting happens for injustice and any sports team winning anything,
And mostly in
Yeah,
Ireland.
true.
mostly in Ireland everywhere
And every night. Yeah.
And so there were just people down, like in like a civic center, which was like right near, like it was downtown San Francisco. And there was so many fucking groups of people just fucking cheering and like rioting and shit. And they fucking flipped over a truck and shit. But I was standing next to somebody, and this dude just swooped my phone out of my back pocket. And I like, cause he was next to me, and I think that we had shared like a, hey, Giants. And he was like, yeah. And then like, he quickly left after that. And then like, for some reason, I just felt like, check my shit. And my phone was gone. And I was like, I rallied my friends who I was with. I think I was like with 4 friends, and I was like, my phone just got stolen. We're not leaving till I get my phone back. And they were all down. And so we fucking like, I knew what the guy looked like. And so we were like looking around and shit like that. And he, my friend who was with me, had seen a guy who was with him. So we saw the guy who was with him and like followed him. And like, or actually no, we fucking first caught the guy who specifically I remember seeing and who took my phone. But no, it was him. He took it, but they pass it off immediately. They'll pass it, like they'll take it and pass it off immediately. So if you did see that it was that guy, he doesn't have anything
say,
on
like,
him.
we will
strong
beat the
arm him?
living
Did you
fuck out of
strong
you.
arm him?
So this is what happened. So I find the dude who takes my phone, and I go up to him, and I'm like, you took my fucking phone. Give me my phone back. And I'm with like 2 of my friends, right? And the dude's like short. And he's like, man, I didn't take your fucking phone. Takes his backpack off, opens his backpack. And I'm like, if you didn't take my phone, why are you showing me all your shit? You would have simply said, no, I didn't, and left.
Yeah.
But you're showing me for a fact that you don't have it. You passed it off. who'd you pass it off to? And he's like, I'm like, okay, fuck you, I'm done with you, go die anywhere. But my friend had seen the guy who he was with before like this even happened. So we see him across the street, but this is like 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, so we're already like fucking buzzing and shit, and we're like, we have to find my phone, we've spent too much time on this. So we see the guy across the street who had been with him. We go follow him. He walks up to a group of, I will say, gang members. 8 to 10 guys, all will resemble maybe not gang members, but people who are street savvy.
Right.
People.
So he walks up to them, but right before he's probably like from here to where that ladder is over there.
Yeah.
Ladder.
And I grabbed his shoulder and physically turned him around, and I said, "You took my fucking phone. Simply give it back, and I'll be gone." And he's like, "Man, take your fucking phone," shit like that. My friend sees him with my phone in his hand, trying to stuff it in like his back pocket, and then my friend just simply like, oh, actually, right before that happened, his like group of friends started like closing in, and one dude, as I still have my hand on his shoulder, one dude leans in, he's like, "I'd take my hand off him if I were you," and in my like, just so much fucking testosterone and like adrenaline, I go, "He took my fucking phone, fuck off!" Like. I had balls that were like bigger than the world at that point.
Try that shit in Atlanta, you are dead.
Dude, I should have been dead.
So then what happened?
So then the thing happens where I'm like taking my fucking phone, and my friend sees him trying to put it in his back pocket. So my friend just grabs his arm and like does that. And
Indian burns him.
Maybe that'd be so funny. Give him his phone back. So there a little tussle starts to go on. Dude takes my phone and throws it. And it hits just some random guy walking by. And it was so funny because I see it like slow motion, my phone going, and just goes, guys just, it just hits him in the fucking head. And so like my friend like dives and like grabs my phone. And so like a big exchange, like, fuck you motherfuckers, like to me and my friends and like him and his group and shit like that. And we're gone. And I'm like,
He just ran away.
well,
How broken was the phone?
It was fine.
Oh,
It was
right.
that same white iPhone 4.
Oh.
sick.
That phone.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like,
In the finale, that
this
John
simply
uses.
shouldn't have happened.
No, this is what you said. God is good.
Peace be with you.
I don't think I was Christian yet.
Damn it.
But he is.
But you would have.
But he is, and I would have. Yeah, absolutely. Because that
Those are
shouldn't
some-
have happened.
Those are some good skills you
That's
got.
the one James-
rescuing your phone back.
Oh,
And
no, no.
Speaking of skills,
What?
It's time for our next sponsor.
Skillshare.
It was a one word.
Speaking of skills,
Skills shares.
I really like how you seamlessly did that.
Thanks, man. There was
trying
no
to transition
scene.
into it.
It was a
Anyways.
completely solid transformation from
we
one
were trying
topic to
transition
another.
before James's story.
Would have been a good closer. Would have been a good closer.
What were you gonna say?
It doesn't matter now.
Okay.
You want me to tell you? Yeah, I'll coax it out of you. What's your closer? No, please. What's your
I was
closer?
gonna say when something good happens to James, that's his go-to.
Oh my God, dude.
And then that would have ended it, and James would have been like, "Hell yeah!" And then speaking of skills,
Thank you to Skillshare for helping us out this week. Skillshare is an online learning community with more than 20,000 classes in design, photo, and more. Categories can be altered depending on audience and channel. So the premium membership gives you unlimited access so you can improve your skills and unlock new opportunities and do the work you love. Skillshare believes in accessible learning, and the price reflects that. An annual subscription with unlimited access is less than $10 a month, making it one of the best deals you can find for online education. And since Skillshare is sponsoring this video, the first 500 people to use the promo link in the description will get their first 2 months for free to try it out risk-free.
Okay, go ahead and finish up, Jamie.
I'm curious what's going on here.
They're just trying to make each other cry.
Oh, he stayed in
I've
there.
already got tears out, baby.
Wow. Steven got this ability from trying out some acting classes on Skillshare, which you can
can't
go
do it.
look for too. I've been looking into some Photoshop classes because I've been doing a lot more of the editing and that sort of thing, and that's all thanks to Skillshare that I have any sort of footing on that ground.
I've been using screenplay classes.
Oh yeah,
It's been helping.
oh dang.
Have you really?
Yeah.
He just
formatting
finished his
stuff.
first feature too. Thank you,
Poop.
Skillshare. Go to skl.sh/pine4 PINE4 to start your free trial now. Thank you so much, Skillshare.
Thank you, Skillshare.
Skillshare. Steve couldn't cry. He was weak,
I had tears building up in my eyes, and then you
but
guys
they didn't
said,
drip.
Yours didn't either.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did a
I
bit.
didn't see a single teardrop.
Oh, he saw.
What do you guys do? Do you like?
It didn't go down here. I can just, when you make that, when you cry, there's like a tingly feeling in your nose.
Yeah.
I can just make it tingle.
Do you ever get
I don't
that?
have to
like,
think of anything.
That
That
like,
helps, but
You ever get that like achy throat when you're a kid and you're like
You're
trying
weak.
not to cry? And you could feel it like.
oh
up in the
yeah,
back of
oh
your
my
tongue.
god, yeah.
I hate that.
You're
As an
weak.
adult, getting that, it's like.
I'm gonna fire you. I'm gonna tell your parents about the things that you say.
You can't make me laugh, you bitch.
Oh, I'm trying to make you. I don't know who I am anymore, and I think it's partly.
Oh, I don't care about you. Okay.
Steve can't feel empathy.
You're
We
weak.
can't
You're
make him
weak.
cry that
Needs
way.
to be something about my life.
Dude, you're fucking weak, and your life probably won't make it.
No, it's cool. My life's cool.
No, it won't.
Damn it. No, this isn't working.
Yeah, what'd you guys think of the This Is America video?
Oh, I loved
Loved it.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Truly.
But you know what I hate? It's such an obviously amazing video that it like leaves room for every white person to be like, yeah, I'm not racist. This is tight.
Isn't that funny? There's like,
But, like,
no
it
way.
is fucking
it's,
sick,
It's
though.
sick, but it's like it feels like every time somebody does it, they're like, I just don't want anyone to think
That's
that
why I
I'm
don't
the
want to
guy
like
who's got
retweet
a
it and be
problem
like,
with it.
oh, I'm just trying to show the world
Well,
that
I
I'm
mean,
not
I
racist.
think if you're white, you can take another message from it too, and it's
Of
just
course.
it's not always just about a certain issue. I mean, it's about distraction from the real issues.
Yeah, there's a
That's
lot
the
of
bigger-
they
It's
touch
about
on
gun
all
control
things.
and that sort of thing. It's like it's kind of calling out everyone, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
It's like it's
like you can even
dope.
take it as something that's not necessarily just gun control. It's just if there's an issue at hand.
In general,
you look at
more
the funny
metaphorically.
dancing, and that's even better.
Definitely.
Yeah, I love how much flack Childish is getting because
What the
he has a
fuck?
white girlfriend
And don't
kids.
compare him to
And I'm like,
fucking
who
Kanye.
fucking cares?
Wait, he's getting flack for that?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
From who?
Wouldn't that be?
You guys haven't seen any of that?
No.
No.
Sky Williams even did like a funny like parody of all that because there was a lot of somebody quote tweeted like an image of him and his girlfriend. I don't know if it's his wife or girlfriend, but she's white and like quote tweeted that and was like, before you all start talking about how Childish is like woke and all this stuff, blah blah blah. Just remember this, and it's like
That doesn't.
What are you talking about,
negate
dude?
His experience or his
or anything.
He's a lie. His wife is white.
I just hate that people look for this shit. Like they just want to tear folks down.
Yeah, just take the message and be like, great. That's
Yeah.
it. That's all your job is to do.
or just don't make a fucking comment. Like if
You don't have to. That's
yeah,
the thing.
You don't have to like fucking if you don't like the song or like what he's doing. Like it's not. Who cares?
You're not
if he's,
contractually obligated to
Yeah.
reply.
I'm not even the
or have an
biggest fan
opinion
of
on
the
Twitter.
song itself. Like,
I
it's
was,
not
no,
that
it's
I was
great.
just about to say if the song
This is
and
a
video
milk.
weren't dropped at the same time, I don't think the song would have gotten as much like hype.
It was
I think
so
a song for a
strategic.
video.
Yeah, absolutely.
It broke 50 million views.
People shouldn't be talking about his relationship. They should be talking about Elon Musk's relationship. I just want you guys to know that because
that's interspecies.
Oh, God.
dude, do you know Grimes?
No, I have no idea.
Nobody knows
I don't know
Grimes.
like who she is, but I know they're together.
Like I've heard
They're
the name.
together.
Yeah, who is she?
She's an artist. They met over a science joke.
Is she a grime artist?
a joke.
Is she
It's
a
like,
grime
let's get
artist?
together and tell a joke.
Is she a grime artist? Because their name. And
That's grime. Grime is like British
Oh.
rap.
Look, they don't rum pum pum.
Oh, is that what Grime is?
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
Is she a grime artist?
No.
Okay. I
No,
literally didn't know.
Grimes.
Grimes.
She
What
does
kind of music?
Country.
Hey, boom, boom, hey. Girl, you looking at me.
Oh,
are
never
you
heard it.
looking at
Don't want to.
me?
Don't want you keep singing that, please. Don't want to now.
Are you looking at me? Are you kidding me? That's a legitimately great interpretation of the song. I just want you guys to know that it was
Good,
spot on.
proud of you.
Well, then
That song is called Venus Flytrap. It's not my favorite song by her by any means.
By her.
She has good songs. That one.
I've never
Alyssa
heard.
really likes that song.
I've never
I
heard of
don't.
this person.
Alyssa also really likes the Mindy Project. Is it good?
I'm not talking about Mini Project again, dude.
Is
I
it
can't.
good?
I don't want to
I haven't
even
seen it.
think
I
about
haven't
that
I haven't
shit.
seen it either. And Mindy's a good writer, so maybe it is great.
Barely.
Shit.
No, she
wrote
has
The
funny
Office.
jokes.
She was one of the writers in The Office.
Yeah.
I thought it was Ryan.
There was many of them.
Mindy was one of the like
Main
main
writers.
producers.
I mean, the
and
Mini
writers.
Project isn't as well written as The Office because there aren't as many cooks in the kitchen.
Exactly.
I think
It's mostly
yeah.
her, and she's not.
But
God.
Ryan does help on the Mindy Project too. Together
in
they
it?
create a
Are they together?
duo. In real life, I don't know.
I think they were for sure.
They dated on the Mindy Project as well briefly.
Maybe it's just a more outdated, like it doesn't suit now. Like if The Office was written like now, the exact same way it was, would it be as good?
Yes.
You know what I mean? I mean, I love The Office. It's just.
I think it completely like walks the line of being like a little bit controversial, but also funny and self-aware. To
The
like
Office
where any
or the Mindy Project?
The Office. I haven't seen the Mindy Project, but like any like episode or joke in The Office that's controversial, the rest of the episode is like like making awareness of the fact that like everything surrounding that type of joke.
Yeah.
Like, it's good.
It's like universal humor. It's not really like
So good.
necessary to have had a certain experience to get it or something.
And also the jokes in The Office that are offensive are based off of the idiot who's actually being offensive. It's the,
Right.
it's the joke about them.
the
And
idea of,
Michael
like,
takes
doing
that and makes it the like extreme of it.
And
like,
Kevin and Oscar, like it's making fun of Kevin being an idiot, that he is confused by being gay and Oscar's sexuality. It's like,
I wonder if the
Oscar, I think I'm gay.
Why do you think that, Kevin?
I'm just so emotional.
Oh, you're not gay.
Like, I wonder if The Office were released now, if people would be upset about the fact that Michael basically has Asperger's and Kevin's is on the spectrum also. It's like, that's kind of the joke, right? Like,
I don't think that Kevin's on the spectrum. I just think that he's stupid. Like I don't think he's actually like mentally challenged or anything.
and I don't think Michael. I mean, they did an analysis of his brain online, just talking about it. And he's a narcissist.
Yeah, he's just
an idiot
he's
narcissist.
an idiot, like an like yeah, he's like somebody who's stupid and not educated, but is very arrogant and narcissistic.
well, do you believe that narcissism is a mental illness?
No, I think that it's
Not an
more
illness.
of a. I don't
It's a
think it's a
personality
mental
trait.
illness. Yeah, I think
it's
it's
a symptom of an
personality.
illness if it's that severe.
I think it's definitely a personality trait that
Yeah.
can fall under just about anyone in any area of any spectrum. Because I mean, they're
And I think you can be narcissistic without being a narcissist. You know what I mean? So like you can one
So
day just be a
situational?
little bit, be a little bit narcissistic today because of your mood. That's what more. It's a personality trait.
I think we're all
and we're not
self-focused.
psychologists.
Well, anyone that wants to be on a camera has got a little bit of narcissism. We all want attention. we
Well,
want everyone to see this. That's
I think narcissism
any entertainer.
is the difference between. I mean, because everybody does stuff for the sake of getting attention or making people like them.
only
Like,
in the
that's-
entertainment industry though.
That is a human thing. People in the entertainment industry, I think, have a higher likelihood of being narcissistic because it
Yeah.
becomes this very self-focused thing. But like, I wonder if, for me, I think the difference between narcissism is how you perceive, how you feel about everybody else around you. Maybe I don't know. I don't know.
No, I
That's
know
why
what you
I'm
mean, but I
talking
think
about it.
it's that perception that you're better, just
Or just not being able to-
everything's about you and that nothing else matters.
Well,
you know?
is it just a lack of ability to
like
see somebody
awareness.
else's experience? Like, I
or to
wonder-
understand and to understand that it's not, the world isn't about you.
Yeah.
And I think we all kind of go through life feeling moments where like, oh my God, maybe it is.
Well, no, it depends on your
Something
upbringing
happens,
too,
but-
as well, and your
Yeah.
surroundings. Because I mean,
Yeah.
I was brought up as an only child, and I definitely have an issue with being a narcissist.
I
Do
don't
you
think
feel
you're
like
a
you're a
narcissist. I don't think you're a narcissist. I think just like anyone, you can have narcissistic
I definitely
tendencies.
have narcissistic tendencies. Absolutely, I do.
Sure, that's fine. You still have friends, so
it
it's not
doesn't
that bad.
mean
Yeah,
that you're
exactly.
a narcissist, though. That's what we're
Yeah,
saying.
no,
Exactly,
and I
that's
agree.
what
I
I
agree.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Everyone.
everyone has a bunch of different
Moments.
things happening in their stupid ass brains.
Especially when you're a solo YouTuber too. The fucking world is you, baby.
Oh, yeah.
It's just all about
Hi
you and your
guys,
bedroom.
welcome back to the show.
Welcome back
where
to the
today
only
I do
show.
a food review on Pizza Hut Pizza.
Dude, that's
Me.
I'll
Look
tell
at
you,
me.
it is not a cool thing. I think to be a solo, not as cool to be a solo YouTuber and getting a bunch of like,
Then
congratulations and all
sharing
that
it with your friends.
Yeah, that is easily the best because not because I care about anybody else, but just because I get to go to parties and then have people to talk to that I'm because I don't want to talk to anybody else.
Wait, so this is about you?
yes.
Did you guys see Shane Dawson went to go visit? What was it, Graveyard Girl or something like that? Did you-
Graveyard.
Graveyard Girl, what the fuck
Yeah,
is that?
I think
That's the
superhero.
girl that masturbates at graveyards.
Oh no! Oh, dude.
Oh my god, dude! There's a Shane Dawson sign in the other room that we could bring in here and put on our podcast set.
Nah. I love him, but nah.
I think it would really fit.
Grave 3-yard girl. He went to go visit her, and she's kind of a I guess a lifestyle vlogger. I guess
Beauty blogger?
She basically she finds weird stuff and opens it, and it's just kind of like her doing.
She's
shit.
just a vlogger.
Does this
I
video
think.
right here? Does he get his timeline predicted?
I mean, he's basically going over there to see if she's okay. It was kind of interesting. I think he's doing more like
like a
documentary
documentary,
style
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, he actually did he got involved in researching a murderer who went to his school, who I think is in prison now, or maybe he's dead, and he like legit like contacted the family.
Wow.
Like, he got almost too involved in it, like borderline. It was really
I don't
interesting
know,
to
dude.
watch.
I think that's his place
I think it is. You're
to
right.
do that. Yeah.
Well, I think this is more in the lane of like understandable, but he was a fan of this girl, and she was super huge back in like 2014, and then I think has kind of like gone out, and she is like her whole thing is by herself, like it's just her on camera, like opening things or trying makeup or hair stuff or whatever, And I hadn't really seen her until recently, and it's not my taste. And I was trying to figure out why it bothered me to watch her so much. And it was like, she's just being inauthentic to an enormous degree. She very clearly doesn't know who she is and is aggressively trying to get people to like her through this like
how
big
old is she?
personality. I think she's in her 20s. And it was interesting to see him go and talk to her about that, because that ended up being the case, that she was just like, she defines herself by the attention from the YouTube channel, and like which is, I think is
It's
so
hard not
common.
to when you're a solo YouTuber
Yeah.
as well.
Right. It's like I can see that being like a huge
Because, like,
problem in the industry.
The success of your channel, when it's just you feel good when it's doing well, and you feel like a piece of shit when it's doing bad.
Right.
And I think we all still feel like that a little bit, but it helps when it's a whole team and you know that like it's a business and like
And then you all go down together.
yeah, you all go down together. We can all be depressed together. But yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
makes sense, but it can definitely affect people way worse. Like it sounds like this is.
Well, it's easy to be like, you shouldn't let those things define you. You should validate yourself.
I'll still be
and
honest.
stuff,
I
but
don't have a good idea of who she is still.
yeah, I've no
I
fucking
hadn't
clue.
Who's
heard of her
graveyard? What's
either.
grave? What is the graveyard thing?
She
lives in a graveyard?
She was huge for a hot minute. She has a crazy amount of subscribers from what I saw.
What's the graveyard?
But
Was it just her name?
It came from the beginning of her YouTube career, or I guess her YouTube career. She would go and vlog
Oh my God.
from graveyards, and that was like, she liked to hang out in graveyards.
That's super weird.
She has
but kinda cool.
8.3 million subscribers, and
Wow.
it was interesting to hear her talk about how she like hit this peak, and then things just kind of started to dissipate. And
Well,
it's
what's
like,
fizzling out? What views does she get now?
I mean, it's still good, but it's not like she was getting like millions and millions for a while.
now
Now
she
they're
gets-
kind of they're anywhere from like 200K to, I mean,
She's still doing well.
150 to
Yeah.
400.
But it's all
Not
perspective.
bad.
Like, that's great. And we'd be like, oh, if we were getting that, we were at the peak of our game. And now that we're getting less, it's like, if we still get 100,000 views, we're like, fuck, only 100,000 views. And then someone with, 120K subs because 100K views is fucking floored. So it's all perspective.
Well,
for
her
sure,
top
but-
3 videos have 17 million, 14 million, and 13
That's
million
it?
views. Well, she's. I mean, for if that was a consistent thing that she was getting like over 10 million views per video for a while, I could see that being jarring to get down to 250 and 250,000. I mean, like, what happened?
YouTube's a roller coaster.
Well, it's interesting to see how people who like
Roller coaster mimosas.
they
Everybody
like
falls off unless you're Smosh or Philip DeFranco, and everybody knows that.
And even Philly D fell off and got
For
back
a
on the
little bit,
horse.
yeah. But you got back on that horse.
Oh, well, where's our fucking horse, baby? Come on, where's the reins? We're looking for that horse.
Why are there so many people who watch ASMR videos?
Oh, I could not
What
tell
is
you.
it about
I feel like
ASMR
it's a
that?
joke now, and people
Dude, it
just,
has
It is,
to be.
but you know what? When it first came out, I did research like what the fuck it was,
Why
and
the
I tried it. No, you're supposed to wear like closed back headphones, and you're supposed to turn it up, and it tickles certain sensors in your ear and makes you feel a certain way, and it kind of is like soothing and calming, and that's the original use of it. And then people just saw that it did great, and everyone's doing it, and now I don't think anybody fucking knows
I
what
think
it's
it's
for.
the auditory version of somebody running their fingernails through your hair or something.
Yeah, it's a soothing thing. Like some people used to listen to ASMR to go to sleep, and it would be specific, like white noise is technically ASMR. You know
I mean,
what
I would listen to ocean sounds to go to sleep.
and that's kind of like what ASMR originally was, and it's evolved to this weird shit. Like this guy will like sexually fucking fingering a lemon. I saw this like on Twitter.
That's
and
an
literally he's
ASMR?
like,
That's
and
kind
like,
of funny.
no, but he didn't do it to be funny. I don't think he did it because this is gonna
Somebody
get views,
needs this.
and it's ASMR. Baby.
How do you keep a straight face for that? Did he have a
No, it's
straight
just his
face?
hand, and he was just
Because he was probably off camera like,
man.
If you like saw a lemon
Maybe
from a distance,
honestly,
like,
that it could have been a
that's gonna do
comedic
well.
thing too. I'm not.
Holy shit.
Do you guys have like weird stuff that you watch online? Not like sexual, but like something strange that you,
Yeah.
you feel
Stuff.
like embarrassing.
No.
Embarrassed to like share with other people.
embarrassing?
Or that like sometimes I'll just be watching weird shit and it's not like bad or anything, but I just feel weird about people knowing.
Yeah,
that
I'll get
I
into.
watch.
I'll just get in random tangents and like in a hole of just watching so many things. Like I was watching this guy like a year ago for like a few days. I just watched like a lot of videos of him just reviewing fast food.
Who was it?
That's a normal thing to watch, though.
was it a kid?
I got
Was it
into
a
that
kid?
too.
No, he wasn't a kid.
Did
He
you
was,
give it the 5 burger stars on this one? Because that was a
I don't
huge
know.
fad.
He was just this dude sitting in his car.
Dude,
It's a-
was
there's
it
a ton of
report of
those
the
guys.
week?
No, I think his name was like.
Food review. I love that.
Some of my best
I
performing
think his name was like
videos
Johnny.
from 2016
Or
were
Joey?
food review videos.
Burger
that's
King
right.
fries.
I did a
Cheetos fries.
I was always
You
there.
got sponsored to do that.
No,
Wait, you got
I thought you
sponsored by
did.
Burger
no.
King
What? No.
to eat their fries?
None of them. You never
no.
once got.
I wish.
I thought you did.
Oh, his name is Joey.
Joey. Yeah.
Joey's like food tour or something.
Yes,
Joey's food tour. Joey
I'm familiar.
Yeah, no, he's huge. That was a whole genre that like blew up.
It's
a couple
funny though
years ago.
because
food
it's like
review.
it's cringy.
Yeah. Oh, that
It's
dude.
very
That dude's.
cringy.
Yeah, I know that guy.
And he's just
Joey's
fucking
food tour. That
Yes.
dude.
Yeah, he's
that dude
massive.
Oh
is
my god!
crazy,
Yeah.
man.
Okay,
It's like hard
it's
to
one
watch
of those.
because
Yeah,
it's fucking.
yeah.
It's gluttonous. It's not
gluttonous.
just yeah.
and it's one of those things
He's
where
putting on
But
that
what separates that
personality
from
too,
a
right?
chef, like a professional?
professionalism.
Yeah.
well,
Is that
because he's
really
sitting
what
in
it
his
is?
car eating a fucking
Oh.
triple decker.
Oh, that would
Carl's
just make me feel
Jr.
gross.
Yeah,
it
that's
did,
how you
and
feel
it
when
did,
you
but it
watch
was like I don't know why I was watching it.
'Cause
I wanted to see him kill
It's
himself.
satisfying to watch people eat delicious food. Sometimes certain
Yeah.
people.
There was
And
me
that's-
and Mimi got in this weird place for a while where we fell in love with this dude who had like no subscribers, but it was Jay's food reviews, and it was just this sweet guy who like he was just like very earnestly reviewing this food.
Was it
He
like
didn't-
fast food?
Yeah, he didn't eat it on camera. Well, like, it was a lot
You
of
didn't eat
stuff.
it on camera?
No, you would just see he would just like talk about it, and you hear his wife like supporting him in the background. Like there was something so sweet about it. It's
actually-
Jay's food review.
I actually really loved the texture of the pickles on it. Was just
That's kind of what he's like
for.
talks about, like the if it's like affordable and stuff. I don't know. It was just something about it. Was
You know
like,
what
this
I
is so
watched?
Earnestly,
Oh, I know why I watched those because I wanted to eat the fast food.
Yeah,
I had a
too.
fast food channel too. It was called Guyet Diet.
Guyet
and,
Diet.
I'd go around drinking Dr. Pepper.
Gauntlet diet. Gauntlet diet.
Infinity Gauntlet diet.
You know what I watched that I was a little embarrassed that I watched, but I knew that it was weird, but I was absolutely fucking fascinated by it, and I watched it for hours on end. Shia LaBeouf's live stream in New York.
Oh,
he had
dude.
that camera on the wall, and it was just 24/7.
Very interesting.
I've watched it for 5 hours straight, seeing these people go up and just
That's a little
fucking
weird.
like they repeat it. I forget what it was. Do you remember? He will not divide us. He will not divide us. He will not divide
Oh,
us.
that live stream? I thought you were talking about the movie theater.
No,
one.
the he will not divide us.
Oh,
I
that
watched
one
you
was,
were talking about
that
that
was
one,
super
too.
boring.
dude. When I don't know what it is, I think like when you look at it a certain way, like it was fucking fascinating to watch it and see how long people would do it, and then the interactions of the live stream.
Did
and
somebody
like,
try to rape him?
I think it was really just a test.
Oh, that was
just him.
during
he,
the
he
other
went in
thing
and
he
out.
did in
He went in
LA.
and out, but like a bunch of celebrities would go on and do it, and I watched like who's the rapper Will Smith's son.
Jaden.
Jaden. I watched Jaden do it for like 3 hours. Like I probably watched like 40 hours of it, and it was fucking fascinating. Like I would wake up and be like, coffee, just watching them just say it. And sometimes it would be 2 hours of just, he will not divide us. He will not divide us. And I just watched it for 2
What are you
hours
talking
straight.
about?
Dude, that would
That's
I was talking about Trump.
I thought about that. I'm like,
That
is
would
this
like
going to
make
fuck
me
me
go
up?
fucking crazy.
It didn't. I just
I think
loved
it's
it.
really just a test of endurance that you're just psyched out about.
He did
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know why I was so stoked
he
about it.
loves
But it was
those social
fascinating,
experiments, man. He did one where he went into a hotel room.
I know
with
all
a
of them.
girl
I
he
was
didn't know.
obsessed
They
with
just
Shia LaBeouf for a
Maintained
while.
quiet eye contact for an hour.
A girl tried to sexually assault him when he did that. And I think she successfully like somewhat did it or something. He just let anyone do anything. He had like
so fucked
Oh, there are
They-
plenty of people who've done that.
he had like knives and stuff on the table, and he just would, if someone wanted to hurt him, they'd do it. Obviously, I'm sure he would stop it, but he would let them say anything, do anything. He was like crying with people and like,
Yeah, there was a stationary art piece woman who would just anyone can come up and do anything to her. People, it started out slow.
Yeah, we talked about that, didn't we?
Did we?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't recall at all.
I'm not
I
sure.
don't remember. I don't remember who told us that. But yeah.
Those like art demonstrations are weird to me because it's.
I just think it's so cool.
Yeah,
It's interesting. Some
I
of
don't
them
know
are
how I
stupid,
feel about it
but-
because some of it feels like it's
a
like
publicity
low
stunt
effort,
for
yeah.
sure. And I think I wasn't as interested in the him in a room one because I was like, that one's a bit harsh. But the He Will Not Divide Us one, where it's not all about him. He was there sometimes, and I just liked seeing the people and what went on, and like, I don't know, man. I wish I knew. I wish someone could tell me why I liked it. Like they cracked the code why people
I
liked
think that there's
that
something
fucking live stream.
Something about
It's fucking cool, man.
something about that stuff kind of like hits people in weird places because it's like me and Mimi did the 30 questions thing. Have you guys seen that?
No.
No.
Apparently 30 questions. If you sit across from your partner and you
Oh,
just,
which Harry Potter character are you?
you ask each other these
Sugar Pine
specific
Member, are you?
30 questions, and at the end you just maintain quiet eye contact for at least 4 minutes, and it's supposed to be the trope is that people who do that, you can do that with anyone and you fall in love with each other by doing those by doing that, and it's really interesting. I don't know about the whole like you're
Pull them
guaranteed
up.
to
Pull
fall in
up the questions.
but
Want to fall in love?
Yeah,
but-
pull up the questions. Pull up the
but
questions.
Should we fall in
we
love?
did that, and the eye contact was the most intense thing. It was. I went through so many emotions during that. We were crying
Interesting.
and like it was.
Well, I already
it was
love you.
so
Which eye do you
interesting.
That's
stare
fucking
at?
crazy.
You don't do that.
Probably
You
that
don't
one.
maintain eye contact like that with
Yeah.
people.
Probably that
I
one.
look at people's noses usually because I can see
it's
with
hard.
my like
It's hard
peripheral
to-
vision.
I have an issue.
upward.
Pull up the questions.
I have an issue because sometimes when I'm listening to someone talk, I'll look at their mouth for some reason.
Yeah,
That's
I do
okay,
the
that's
same.
normal.
Yeah,
You
like that.
can't
But then
really tell
I do
sometimes.
like eye contact and mouth.
I do right between the nose or the eyes.
It depends how confident I'm feeling. If I'm not feeling super confident, I It could just be a me thing.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
you
a little intimidated.
Oh,
to do
36
that to
questions.
anyone.
And you pee a little
It's a
bit.
And so
36
like I
questions.
won't look them in the eye. I'll look them like in the chin or something. But like if I'm feeling particularly confident that day, I'll talk directly to someone's eyes. And it depends what you're saying.
I usually like to look at someone in the eye when they're talking to me because it shows like listening. That's what I think. But
Yeah.
when I'm eye contact and mouth is like what I always
For
do.
me, I have to, if I actually really want to, so if I'm looking at you, that means I don't really give a shit about what you're saying. But if I'm like this, that's my ear. And that's when, because like for some reason,
You ready to do this?
yeah, that's
Okay.
the only way I can truly listen.
So people should actually do this. If you have like a significant other, you should really do it. So like, let's not go through all of them, especially because we don't.
Yeah, let's
we're
do the
short
first
on
like
time.
2.
But there's 3
So
sections.
you say
and
the
they get-
question, and then you wait for 4 minutes.
No. So the 4 minutes of staring is at the very end. But like that's like after you've already like.
This
done-
won't work
done
unless you do the
everything.
30 questions though. So
But
this
there's
is pointless.
36 questions, and there's 3 parts of it, and they get progressively more intimate as you go.
Let's just do the very first question because it's actually kind of interesting. Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest?
Lauren.
Easy
Not
choice.
anyone famous?
You can't do someone. Okay, no significant others.
Any person in the world to have dinner with?
A famous
Yes.
person.
Martin Scorsese.
Interesting. Oh, me?
Yeah, you have to.
How about you?
have to do it too.
You have to make
That's a good question. Dinner. In a movie? Probably.
Just dinner. You can see a movie after.
eye contact.
I think I'm falling in
Daniel
love.
Day-Lewis.
Cool. That'd be cool.
I think that would be really cool.
The thing about like people like that, I feel like it,
Think about people like Daniel Day-Lewis.
or like Martin Scorsese,
Think
just
they're
people
just
like
a
that.
bit met.
I would just like be nervous with not.
Stop looking away. It's uncomfortable, right?
No, it's not
hard.
necessarily uncomfortable. Just out of habit, like
Yeah.
thinking like I look away to think. I think that talking to somebody like that for just like a dinner, having to spend like an hour with them,
You're blushing.
would I be able to hold up a conversation with them? You know what I mean? Like stuff
Yeah.
that they're talking about, the experiences they have.
I have so many questions for
Yeah.
Daniel
I
Day-Lewis.
mean, I
guarantee
feel
you.
like it would work, but just that would be like the only fear in it. And I don't usually have fear in like social situations
You looked away.
because I wanted Jamie to hear that.
I just did.
He didn't unless you look at him.
Yeah, thankfully you.
I didn't hear. Can you tell me everything?
That's
you
like
just
the
said?
only slight like social anxiety I would have about that is like I don't want there to be like an awkward like silence of neither of us wanting to not fall in love.
There's a weird thing where if I stare at something too long, everything goes black.
Yeah, that
happens.
And
It's called
I
focus.
can't see you.
All right, so next question.
Wow. Let's do this, and then we'll move on to our sponsor. You go at number 2.
Number 2 is kind of boring. Number 4. What constitutes a perfect day for you? Does it depend on the day?
It does depend on the day. It depends on how I feel.
Thursday.
I don't
Today.
think there is today. That's
If you had the perfect day today.
perfect day. I'm done with this.
Yeah.
That's
'Cause it's just all going to be about your significant other.
Try it with someone you're close to though, because it's
Like
like
me?
your
No, I don't
your
feel like
girlfriend.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll be really interesting. I'd love to try that.
It's very intense. It's very intense, and I was shocked at how intimidated I was.
Alyssa's
by it.
really sick right now, so I'm going to do that with her when I get home.
when she's in the catacomb.
She can fucking kill her. Thank you so much for Hims for sponsoring the podcast. It's our last sponsor of the day. 66% of men lose their hair by age 35. Thing is, when you start noticing your hair loss, it's too late. It's easier to keep the hair you have than to replace the hair that you've lost. Is that hairline slowly starting to move backwards?
Yeah.
Any bald spots yet?
Yeah.
How will you feel a year from now if it's business as usual up there? I ask you. Do you want a bald spot to pop up, or do you want to do something about it first? Do you want your hairline to recede, or do you want to do something about that first? Why do guys turn to weird solutions or do nothing at all when they can turn to medicine and science? Solution for you. Hims. A one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness for men. Ooh. Thanks to science, baldness can be optional. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss. Well-known generic equivalents to name-brand prescriptions to help you keep your hair. No snake oil pills or gas station counter supplements. Prescription solutions backed by science. No waiting room, no awkward. No more stupid waiting rooms, no awkward doctor visits. Save hours by going to 4hims.com. So easy. So easy.
So easy.
Answer a quick few questions, and a doctor will review it and prescribe you everything you need. Products are shipped directly to your door. I actually do have family members that have receding hairlines, and I know that they could definitely use this, and I'm sure they would if they knew about it. So if you're watching, you know what to do. Order now. Our listeners get a trial month of Hims for just $5 today, now while supplies last. For more details, go check out their website. It's very informative.
Keeping it going in. Affirmative.
This would normally cost hundreds if you went to the doctor or a pharmacy, but for Hims, it's much more affordable. Go to forhims.com/pine.
Pine.
That's forhims.com/pine.
INE.
Forhims.com/pine. Get it today, baby, because Hims will help you before it's too late. Steve, you're losing hair. Back to you, Baldy.
Ouch.
I might bleach my hair.
Me too.
Do it. Me too.
What the fuck?
I've been talking about that for so long.
He and I talked about this. I was like, I've always wanted that too. We've talked about it. Now you're copying
all
us.
three of us?
No. Okay.
I'm down. I've been wanting
down.
to.
That'd be
I've
sick.
been
That'd
wanting
be
to for a
hilarious.
year.
I'd do it.
I've been wanting to ever since Good Times.
I'll go
Said it in public
silver.
now, so everyone's gonna call you on it for every video. You're not.
If this
totally
podcast gets 1 million views, we'll all dye our pubes blonde.
True.
Hair. We'll dye the hair on our heads of our pubes.
Yeah.
Well, boys, thank you for joining for another podcast.
Yeah.
Episode 4038.
Let's all agree to disagree. So
Here. Why don't we take a beep skeep of the old vape train and call it a night?
ooh, the trigger. La, 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 la. What was that song we were gonna sing? Before the podcast, we were talking about singing a song, starting it off with that.
What song?
We were talking about a song.
Oh, the Torn Miller song.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh.
What was it? Yeah.
All the pretty girls on a Saturday night when I call your name. Yeah. Not gonna work.
Oh,
Not gonna work.
God.
Oh, James,
Real-
bump the fucking. I
Real
did
quick.
It too.
Oh god damn it! I was gonna try and get a thumbnail.
The way he expressed why he's even saying anything was that he's like, I just feel something and I say it. He's like, you have free thought. He's like, I'm all about my truth. And he's like, what I'm saying is my truth. But again, it's just like exactly what Van said. It's just not, it's the absence of thought. He's not actually thinking about it and like applying what's really going on with what you happen to feel or think in that moment.